Darrell Issa, the congressman, has told Eric Holder, admit you knew. Admit you lied, because now they've got the emails, the witnesses that Holder was running the ATF, the FBI, the DEA, and 4 other agencies in not only ATF ordering gun shops to sell guns, but 2 ATF agents that were coming in and selling them to Mexican drug cartels. And we'll give you the rest of the story on that in a moment. Now, a top CBS News reporter says the White House screamed and swore at her over Fast and Furious, and that they're actually panicking over the fact that this could bring down this Mafia White House. Now, let me give you the rest of the story dealing with this. Sully Castile, who's in federal prison for selling a couple shotguns, he's a former DEA agent, retired school teacher. They set him up. 6 years ago on my show, he told me that Sinaloa was allowed to ship drugs in the United States, and that Los Zetas, that was trained at Fort Benning, Georgia, Mexican commandos, were going to have a fake defection to the drug cartels, but really it was a covert secret war against other cartels not laundering their money through the proper Mexican and U.S. banks. These YouTube videos are all posted. People seen them. We covered it live on the radio at the time. And so that's how I knew 2.5 years ago when Holder, the Attorney General, started demonizing the Second Amendment and saying we've got to restrict gun ownership because of the problems in Mexico. I knew from Sully and others that they were already, even before Obama got in office, shipping guns into Mexico and drugs back in. Now in federal court, and it's in Texas papers. We're going to show you some of these articles. El Paso Times, Houston Chronicle. It's in the Hawaiian papers. It's in the Chicago Tribune. Here are some of the headlines. Operation Fast and Furious is just the tip of the iceberg. There's the head of the Sinaloa cartel, number 2 in command, but the head of the U.S. operation. And the feds have now come into court and said, it's true, he worked for us. National security has been declared. Here it is from over a month ago. Documents. Fed allegedly allowed Sinaloa cartel to move cocaine to the U.S. for information. That's now since been confirmed in federal court. The feds have declared national security. So the Sinaloa was hired to knock out competition. They were laundering their money through the proper banks. Here's another one. Taxpayers paid for Fast and Furious plan to arm Sinaloa drug cartel. So again, it's not just guns directly shipped by ATF to Sinaloa. Sinaloa has been confirmed to be allowed, they're the main cartel along the Texas and Mexico border, to bring in around half of the $500 billion a year in drug money. The rest of the story is this is like Iran-Contra, with the Reagan administration shipping guns down to Central and South America to drug cartels to knock out their competition and then ship the cocaine into the U.S. Business has always stayed the same. And that's why Issa, in this article, you actually read the quotes out of Politico from him as the chairman up there today speaking. He said, let me give you a chance, Holder, to come back. We know you made a mistake saying you didn't authorize and command this. Tell us you didn't know everything. It's okay. But you've been caught in perjury. Clarify this. He's not trying to catch him. He's just trying to score some political points. Because if it all comes out, it's going to be discovered. This was happening during the Bush administration as well. Obama went one further, blaming the Second Amendment to try to disarm the American would-be slaves. But that's, I mean, read the quote here. You can go to the end of the article in Politico. This is Issa speaking. This is a man who carefully, if he doesn't like the question, answers it in the way he wants to, he said. He has every obligation to say, I may not have known about all the details, but of course I knew about Fast and Furious because I was briefed somewhat on it weekly, because they have all the briefing minutes. He needs to come forward and at least admit that, because right now he has said it's untrue and he needs to clarify before the committee. So they're giving him a way out. Look, the memos are all out. They're public. It's in federal filings. We're running the drugs in here. Running the guns in. Come on, come out and say, look, we got to do something if you don't come out and give us some good bull. This goes back to Bush. Help us cover this up. And instead, Holder's going, no, you're all involved. I'm not saying jack crap. You're not going to get political points, Issa. Go ahead and bring it all out. Bring the whole system down. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story on that issue, and that is Fast and Furious.